You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about Caleb Williams. We've got a report coming out from Jeff Howe of The Athletic, and if you don't follow Jeff Howe or you don't read his stuff over at The Athletic, well, Jeff Howe, Mike Sandel, both really good follows over at The Athletic, and they get a lot of the gritty behind-the-scenes stuff because they talk to a lot of people around the NFL. As we know, the Chicago Bears, they got a 5-alarm fire right now. I mean, the organization is burning down. And what is so odd is there's things coming out about the idea that Caleb Williams may get benched. Shane Waldron already fired. Again, keep in mind, that was a guy that was in demand for an offensive coordinator job, not just some dude. Fact is, I said yesterday, he'd have been the Patriots OC had he not went to the Bears. Hell, he probably would have been in the running for the Raiders OC. But nonetheless, despite warnings from a very minority few, like Merrill Hodge and a few others about Caleb Williams coming into the NFL, the Bears took Caleb Williams anyway. And here we are. Oh, he's so good off platform. Yeah, but in the NFL, you've got to run an actual offense or it doesn't work. You have to be able to play with timing and rhythm or it doesn't work. Oh, well, the offensive line is terrible. He took 9 sacks. Yeah, and 5 of them were on him. 5 of them were on him. Literally passes he could have thrown to receivers he could have hit, I guess, if his accuracy would be good enough. So everything's going down. Shane Waldron fired. Here's where you are. You got veteran Bears players pushing for Caleb Williams to be benched. The players wanted undrafted free agent Tyson Bagent to start instead of Caleb Williams. Some are saying that's DJ Moore, and it's led some people to say, well, DJ Moore's washed up. I don't believe that for a second. Put him on a team with a quarterback and watch his stats go right back up. Stop that nonsense. DJ Moore is not washed up, and he's still a number 1 wideout in this league. You know, I'm not sure if anybody is playing for Caleb Williams, to be honest, right now. But all the things, all the warnings, they're starting to come true. Here's PFF's QB rankings, right down there at 33. That's right. Tyler Snoop Hundley is ahead of him. Deshaun Lawsuit Watson is ahead of him. It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare right now. So, here we go. Jeff Howe reached out to some NFL executives, and a lot of people he's exactly who we thought he was. This is a bad sign. This is a bad sign. There's rumors out there going around. Are the Bears already given up on this guy? Oh, wow. I mean, honestly. The Chicago Bears' midseason offensive regression has raised concerns over Caleb Williams' long-term viability as a franchise quarterback. Guys, I mean, we're in Bryce Young territory now. Adam Schefter was saying that there guys around the league are talking about Caleb Williams in the same way that Bryce Young's name was brought up in this. Think about that for a minute. It's important to be measured with this assessment, especially for the Bears fans who have seen this movie a few times before. First, it's fair to be critical of Williams' recent flaws. Second, it's also fair to point out that his struggles are not entirely his fault. And third, let's not be hasty in burying a 22-year-old with 9 career starts. I agree with that. You can't just give up. You drafted him. Williams has taken a league-high 38 sacks in part because he's holding the ball too long and failing to trust his reads. I watched some game film yesterday, folks. There were several times he could have thrown the ball and hit a receiver. It didn't have nothing to do with time he had in the pocket. He had plenty of time in the pocket. But there have also been some predictable issues with the offensive line, along with flaws in play designs and play calls. Williams' 15 sacks over the past 2 games are more than 3 teams have allowed all season, the most obvious sign of diminished confidence. Here we go. Quote, he is doing the same things he did in college in terms of holding the ball and being inconsistent with his reads. He's been doing this forever. A rival executive said he could get away with running around, throwing the ball up for grabs, and throwing across his body, and he had some success doing that. You don't get away with that at the NFL level too often. You don't. Look, for all the Patrick Mahomes comparisons, Mahomes can run that offense in the pocket for Andy Reid. I'm a little surprised they haven't been able to clean some of this up. Another executive corroborated that evaluation. Quote, their ability to protect him was going to be the question. The second executive said, he always held the ball too long. So you have to minimize pure drop-back situations, support him with the run game, and improve the impact of the RPO, QB movement, and play action. Well, look, that's a little concerning that somebody brought up RPOs because that is something that across the league, a large part, defenses have sniffed that out pretty good these days. So this is the Athletics Week 11 QB rankings right here. And, well, we're scrolling down. We're still scrolling. Caleb Williams is number 26 in the league. Bryce Young is now listed ahead of him. And he was benched for what, 3 weeks? Because of bad play. By the way, Bryce Young, he's shown some signs of life lately. I mean, I'll have to admit, he's flashed a little bit. We'll have to see. One thing you can say about Bryce Young, he was one of the most intelligent college quarterbacks I've ever watched play. Processing, not an issue. Throwing from the pocket really wouldn't be an issue, but he's so damn small. That's the problem with Bryce Young. Caleb Williams has got the physical attributes. If he had Bryce Young's processing, oh shit, you'd be in business. You'd be in business. Other 2 rookie quarterbacks, Drake May, Bo Nix, and Jaden Daniels, all ahead of Caleb Williams. And I'm going to be real here. Look, if J.J. McCarthy was playing right now, he'd be ahead of him too. J.J.'s going to work in the NFL, I hope. I think. Just from what I could see before he got hurt, he looked like a kid that was going to hit. But we'll have to see. Look, J.J. had a above-average arm. People didn't realize that. He had much more mobility than people realize, and he played in Jim Harbaugh's system. McCarthy was my number 2 quarterback behind Jaden Daniels. But nonetheless, here we are. The Bears are in a nightmare, and they're staring at another potential Mitchell Trubisky, Justin Fields situation. And again, Justin Fields was pretty good for the Steelers this year before they decided, hey, if we want to win a Super Bowl, maybe we need a Super Bowl winning quarterback, more of a veteran, so they opted to start Russell Wilson, and that's certainly arguable. They could have kept Justin Fields in there. I've seen a lot of Bears fans in the last couple of days going, we were better with Justin Fields. Not to mention all the draft capital you would have been able to have used if you would have traded back in the draft. This could be a disastrous situation. Matt Eberflus, he's sunk. I wanted to point this out. All right. John Middlecoff was talking up Jim Harbaugh. You guys know I'm a big Jim Harbaugh fan. I'm a Michigan fan, and I'm a Niners fan. A lot of Jim Harbaugh right here, I guarantee you. It was a massive mistake for the Raiders and the Bears to not have sold the farm to have gotten Jim Harbaugh as their head coach. I mean, I will say this. I think he could have figured out how to use Caleb Williams, but he probably wouldn't have drafted him. He probably would have drafted J.J. McCarthy. And maybe that's why the Bears purposely didn't go all in after Harbaugh. The problem? That's a disservice to your fans. and your organization. Get the best coach. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.